Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 119 days until Christmas 2021, and it's just a couple of days away from getting this flickering to go away. I've got a new computer. It just arrived today. We're doing all the setup, and I'll be working on getting it ready to go over the weekend. So next week, we should be up and running without the flickering and the jittery. So today we've got the weekend review with my friend Star Wars Meg. Thank you for taking some time to join us again today, Meg.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Of course. And somebody asked early on the update on the Mega Mug. The update is it exists. This thing
It does. It's out. It's on my merch store.
It's out on Meg's merch store. You can find it if you go to her main channel and you tab over. You can see the store, and you can order one like I did. I ordered one yesterday. Now they don't fill those orders, overnight. So you got to order them, and then you got to be patient. So
they come in every single color of Skittle.
Every single Skittle color. I ordered mine in black because it matches your logo, sort of your whole color scheme. But I was tempted to go with red to Santa and red. But at the end, I decided I needed a black Mega Mug, and it is fantastic. I'm super excited to be getting it, but I think I've got to wait about 2 weeks, and it'll be here.
Some of the best things in life are worth waiting for.
Just like Christmas. Sometimes you just got to be.
I was going to ask you a question. So before all of your videos, you say there's so and so days until Christmas. Yeah. On the 26th, when everyone's all depressed that Christmas is over, do you say that there are 364 days until Christmas?
I do. I absolutely do. Because, and actually, there are some people who celebrate Christmas as late as like January 12th, depending.
That's really cool.
Depending on their cultural background. And so Santa doesn't have to deliver all the gifts on December 25th. Some of them kind of take place over the weeks following up until early January. So that's a misnomer. Many people think, Santa's delivering presents to all the kids in the world on the 25th. Nope, I got a little more time than that.
That sounds awesome.
It is a lot of fun, and meeting all the kids. We're starting to ramp up to get ready for Christmas this year. I'm already getting things lined up to do visits with kids, and that's part of doing the computer upgrade as well, because we're having to do more and more online than in stores. And with the way this variant is coming out, and people are getting sick, it's likely we won't be able to do as much in-person stuff as we did before. So I'm just getting ready for all of that.
I think you have to be careful with the language you use to do with what's going on. Because like a few months ago, I heard people use terms like the current situation in the world, because the minute you mention the P word or the C word, it flags you. And then like over here in the UK, we get this big message underneath the video that says, here is all the legit information that you need to know, from the government website.
Right. To try to combat the misinformation coming out of many places. That's right. We get a lot of that on social media sites here as well. So I'm trying to be careful. Mentioned the variant. I don't know if the variant will catch the alerts or not, but we'll see. So the Mega Mug's a real thing. It exists, and you can order it. And for anybody who wants to be able to get their, sip on their morning caffeine while they get their news from Meg, then you can order one of those. I'll be doing that very soon. And, this morning I got up early for whatever reason. Got up and I had to wait extra long because I was up too early, and I was thinking, boy, it'd be great to have my Mega Mug to sit here and drink while I'm waiting for Meg's video to come up today. So it should be a lot of fun.
It's always a good thing to have on you. I have this R2D2 mug, which is really cool. And it's got a little cap on it, so it keeps your drink nice and hot.
Nice. I've got a real cheap plastic R2D2 one that's not good for anything, but it's it's R2D2, so
exactly.
I keep it anyway. And I've got a real cool Darth Vader one too, but also not good to drink out of. It's actually ceramic, but when you try to drink out of it, the lip is all wrong on it, and it scalds your face, or you pour stuff down your front, and it's just not good. It's not good.
I will say though that the Mega Mug comes in 15 different flavors. I would say colors, but flavors works better for the Skittles stuff.
The Skittles, that's right. And Gray brings up the Jingle Ring. That's the company that I worked for last year doing Jingle Ring, and I was able to visit with Gray and her family. We're able to do this internationally as well. So anybody in the world can sign up for a virtual visit, and if you've got the link, you can actually reserve a visit with me rather than some other random Santa who might be out there. So I'll be getting that information out as soon as all the contracts are done and all the information comes out, and it'll be great. Hey,
that sounds really great and everything, but I remember seeing in a part of East London something around Christmas down this dark alley called Christmas Jingle Ring or something like that, and let's just say it was something a little bit naughty.
Oh, so, no. Well, we'll see how it comes out this year, and that'll be a lot of fun. So let's get into some of the Star Wars news of the week. There's a lot to talk about, and you want to go most recent to furthest back, or you want to start furthest back and end with most recent?
Should we start furthest back? It might make a bit more sense for anyone who's not caught up with everything.
We'll go in chronological order. So early in the week, we talked about Mandalorian being only 3 seasons. The show called The Mandalorian only being 3 seasons. Now, that doesn't mean that that Din Djarin is going to meet his end, or that he'll never see Grogu again or anything like that. It just means that this story arc is a 3-season story arc.
It is.
And I don't want to jump ahead too far, but with that gallery episode that came out, and we'll talk more about it in just a moment, but with that gallery episode, John mentioned how it was a 2-season arc of Grogu's story. And I thought that, wow, okay, so we've got a 2-season arc of Grogu's story and a 3-season arc of The Mandalorian. I think it's a little interesting that the two aren't in alignment, because to me, Grogu's story and The Mandalorian, path together.
Well, like, I want to shed some light on this, and I don't know if I'm going too far ahead, but what I can say is they had only planned for 2 seasons and the Book of Boba Fett. And what happened was, when Giancarlo Esposito gave his interview, I think Jason Ward said this brilliantly, much better than I can say it, but he was saying that the 3rd season was, labeled Mando 301, 302, because they were made to believe they were filming for Mando when that was actually the Book of Boba Fett. So when Giancarlo Esposito got word of this, he assumed, okay, there's going to be a 3rd, and then after that, there's going to be a 4th season. So I think they initially planned a 2-season arc, and then they were going to carry on with The Mandalorian season 3 in a completely different place. I think Grogu's arc, at least in The Mandalorian, is done. We're probably going to see him in Ahsoka and, some other shows, but I don't know if we're going to see him, at least not for now, in The Mandalorian. I think he will reunite with Din Djarin at the end, but I don't think they actually plan for more than 2 seasons, even though we are getting a season 3.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And I think a lot of people assume, and somewhat correctly, a show that does extremely well, even though it's only planned for X number of seasons, you could apply this to any franchise or any series. If it's planned 2, 3, 5 seasons, and the ratings are really high, and it's drawing a lot of viewers and advertising and subscriptions, that it will keep going until that bell curve starts to turn back down, right?
But I hope it doesn't get to that point for The Mandalorian. You see, I would have been really happy with 2 seasons, and you carry on Din's story in a completely separate show. I'm just worried because I think you said in your watch party for the Luke Skywalker thing that how do you top Luke Skywalker's cameo at the end?
Yeah.
Like, where'd you go from that? How can you make a 3rd season that's anywhere close to that? Unless you bring back some of the Force ghosts and, some Rebels characters.
Yeah.
But it's still not Luke Skywalker.
Right. I'm with you. I think that had the 2-season arc been held to, and now it's a new show. We have the Book of Boba Fett, and then instead of Mando season 3, we get like the Reclamation of Mandalore, or Mandalore the Great, or that kind of thing. As Jason kind of alluded to, like perhaps we see Din Djarin get to that King Conan situation where it becomes Conan. You have Conan the Barbarian, and then that ends with him becoming king. And then you have another series called King Conan that continues after that. So to me, it would have been nice to maybe start that King Conan equivalent, right? The Mandalore the Great, or whatever.
Yeah. I think Jason Ward makes a really good point. He says, it's so important for fans to realize the series ending isn't Star Wars ending, and all of these characters will be around. We just won't get the same music. And I think that's the point. Like, we will still see Din Djarin. This isn't the end. It just means that The Mandalorian, what that show was created to set up, will probably come to an end after season 3. I'm very much inclined to believe what Star Wars Only told me about. I messaged him on Twitter afterwards. He gave me a bit of background as to who this source is, and I'm very much inclined to believe him. It sounds about right.
Yeah.
Saved by the bell.
Oh, we've got another delivery coming. The Amazon delivery driver is in the driveway. So that's fine. He can just leave the package out there in the garage, and I'll pick it up after our stream. So look, I just make sure it is Amazon. Yep, it's Amazon. So yeah, we get a new intro. We might have a new ship. We might get a new storyline, but I just don't think that it's going to be that the characters are going to meet any kind of untimely end, as we said. Yeah, right. And that boy Steve, right? There's Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Thief, Conan the Pirate, Conan. Right? There's so many different Conan series, and I thought Jason did a good job of kind of correlating it to that the Mandalorian may just keep going into other series like this, and I think that's great. Yeah. And if you watch Jason Ward's MakingStarWars.net, they've been reading through that script that didn't make it into a movie.
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates, and they go through there, and every time Chewbacca gets a line, they go roof. So that's why he's saying, I heard baby Chewbacca. It's the dog's barking. So Mandalorian, I don't think we need to grieve too much that it's 3 seasons. I would have, I think, preferred to see it 2 seasons to line up with the Grogu arc and now be known as something else. And that could be 2 seasons or something, and then just keep going like that. And Amazon has left the property. They're no longer at the North Pole. That's
they have vanished back to whence they came.
That's exactly it. They've gone back through the portal and no longer here. So the next bit of news, Andor. So
yes.
you have shared a couple of pieces about Andor this week. And indeed. So let's just do a recap of the Andor news.
Yeah. So what was the first piece? I think it was to do with, I don't remember the first one. I remember making a video about it. Was it to do with the Rebels connections or?
Yes, we have Rebels connections and speculation about some of the cameos who may appear.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Nikki is absolutely hilarious in the comments, and she said something a while back that I'm just going to be laughing about for the next 5 days. So I can't say it because it's too filthy for this stream, but
Well,
she always
Nikki,
knows what to say at the right time.
Nikki, I love her to death, but she got me really good some time back, and just broke me for the afternoon, and I couldn't focus. It was terrible, but she's hilarious. And
all I will say is that I really hope Disney threw her a towel.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Rebels connection.
Sorry. Yes.
No, that's okay.
There are some things I can't really speak about with the Andor series because I have a source who worked on the set and someone else who's been kind of emailing me back and forth, and I've seen a few things, I've heard a few things. It's really going to be an incredible series. I can't say anything explicitly, at least on this stream. Santa knows some things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But I think they are trying to connect Rebels and the Bad Batch. And what I will say is I misworded something in my video the other day, and a lot of people think I was implying that Omega will show up. That's not what I was getting at. She's not a cameo that I'm aware of, at least in Star Wars Andor. But the more recent thing that One Take News reported on was that we will see post Order 66 flashbacks and clone troopers. And I can also tell you exclusively that while it was believed Tamar Morrison was filming for Kenobi, it's more likely he was filming for Andor.
Oh my. That's very exciting. But that doesn't mean that he was Boba Fett.
No. It could mean that he was Cody. Think of all the clone troopers that they could flash back to.
Exactly. Exactly. Rex, Cody, all the big names, but absolutely he could be coming in one of those. And Jason saying Saw could play into those flashbacks as well. Saw Gerrera.
As far as I know, Forrest Whitaker's already confirmed for the series.
Yeah. Oh.
So we will see Saw Gerrera.
Jason, Rex, and Ahsoka. That would be exciting to see the two of them.
I have seen rumors that Ahsoka will appear. I'm not sure how credible they are.
Yeah, at this point that's speculation, and that's why as the little banner I put up says news and speculation, because as you said in your video the other day, in the midst of it, you said Omega's name, and that means everybody read into it. Meg just said Omega's going to be in Andor series.
The thing is, I can't name the name of these people, but I did drop a pretty big hint to do with Order 66. So if you want to do some logical digging, with all of the string across the board and trying to figure everything out like a detective, the clue I will give you is this person, or rather these people, survived the purge, and we don't actually know what happened to them in canon, at least in as much detail as what Andor wants to set up. And I said this in my video that it takes place 5 BBY because they're trying to connect sort of the post-Republic era to the original trilogy era, and that creates some amazing connections with the Bad Batch and Rebels and even Obi Wan Kenobi. So do look out for that.
Oh, we will be for sure. And that boy Steve's saying, and he's asking in the most innocent way, do we think Andor will tell any big stories for the overall universe or be more of a self-contained thing? I think what you just said is we might expect to see tie-ins to the overall universe and not just self-contained.
From what I know, it's going to be completely accidental, and that's why it works, because these people, these cameos, these connections, they're completely by accident. It's people that Andor runs into at that point in the timeline, rather than it being, an episode that shows, I don't know, the window of Coruscant that Mace fell out of or whatever. Like it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be anything like that. It's more to do with who Cassian Andor runs into and how that ties in generally. And it will also give us kind of a lot of rest knowing what some of these characters were up to. When I saw some of the pictures of the costumes, it was not characters I even thought about. And yet I watched Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones and I'm thinking, that's actually true. What happened to those people? And that, by the way, may have just given away a massive clue. The fact that one or two of these people are in the prequels.
Well, it is very, very exciting, and we'll try to behave and keep you out of trouble as well. But I think you said something earlier, and it's something that I'm really attuned to as well. Like, it seems to me a lot of Dave Filoni's projects tie directly into Rebels. They spin off of it. They tie into it. There's constant references to Rebels in everything we've seen so far. That I can think of. The only one that might not would be Leslie Headland's The Acolyte, but that's later. But everything else, from The Mandalorian to what we expect to see in Ahsoka and The Bad Batch and what we're going to kind of getting some hints to in Andor, all kind of point towards Rebels. And I saw some folks putting in here that we might see Hera Syndulla or Bail Organa. I think all those things are absolutely possible. And your video today, you said maybe a little Maul showing up.
Oh, yeah, about that one. This is another thing that some people are aware of, and I think I can say it because I don't think this is something. All I will say is that there is a 99.999% chance that Darth Maul is coming back in Obi Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. And we'll get to
I don't think that's too surprising to anyone, but I would put good money on that.
Yeah.
With a lot of confidence.
But would he also show up perhaps in Andor? Might we? So I think for me, Andor and Jedi aren't necessarily synonymous.
You will be surprised.
Very good. So
again, you've got to think about characters who might run into the early rebellion. Again, well, I'm giving away too much.
Yeah, because we start to talk about Kenobi. Kenobi makes a lot of sense because we've heard about perhaps Inquisitors and other things like that. And we know, and we'll talk about Kenobi in just a second, but it makes a lot of sense to me to see a lot of those characters in there. In Andor, I wouldn't be surprised to see Hera. I wouldn't be surprised to see, Chopper or any of those kind of things. Perhaps even get Ezra. Who knows?
What I will say is you got one of those characters right.
There you go. So
Santa
before we
was able to deduce one of them.
Before we get Meg in any more trouble, let's talk a little bit about that Luke Skywalker finale from the Mandalorian Gallery. That was a fantastic episode of the Gallery, top to bottom. Absolutely. It was wonderful. Let's see. I say, so we got a couple of little things here at the end. Martez sisters in Andor. Martez sisters in everything, Mark. I
wouldn't be surprised. I haven't heard that one, but I'd be happy. I never disliked them. I didn't think they were annoying or anything like that. Cal Kestis,
Younglings, Yaddle. So, you got Meg on a live stream. You have to bring up Yaddle.
You won't see Yaddle and you won't see Cal Kestis.
I wouldn't think so. Think so. There you go. This is what I want to know. Are we going to get live action blurgs in Andor series?
I don't know. I really don't know. I wouldn't imagine so, but actually we could if we see Ryloth. We saw blurgs in the Bad Batch. We saw them in Rebels. We saw them in the Clone Wars.
We've seen blurs in everything except Hasbro.
That's a good one.
So yeah, no vintage collection or Black Series blurs, but everywhere else we get blurs. So yeah, the episode of the gallery was fantastic because we got again insight into these creators. We see Dave and John and who was the other dude that was in there?
Peyton Reed.
Yeah, Peyton Reed. Featured heavily in how much they care about the franchise, how much they care about the legacy characters, how much they care about the story, and perhaps most importantly, how much they care about the fans. All of that, I think, informs us where they're headed with these Disney Plus series and how much we should have optimism going forward.
Yeah, for sure. I really feel as though, you put aside the fake news that you hear from some sources or from some channels and outlets. You put aside all of that. There are some really phenomenal creators at Lucasfilm. Not just John and Dave, who, I've given a million times credit for on my channel, but also in Deborah Chow. You look at the work she's done, as well as Bryce Dallas Howard and Rick Famuyiwa, and all of those people who work behind, some of these projects. I can't speak for Leslie Headland or other creatives because we just have no material to go off of, as in live action.
Right.
But seeing Jon Favreau's passion really, really made me feel emotional. Like, this man is going to help the future of Star Wars be exactly what us, the fans, deserve. And that is so reassuring. Like, I have full faith in him. Any creative decision, leave it to those two, and you get what we got with The Mandalorian season 2 and going forward with Ahsoka. And they're both executive producers on the Book of Boba Fett. So nothing to worry about, in my opinion.
I agree with you. And as far as Leslie Headland goes, we have to trust that Dave Filoni has oversight of all this content. And in the position that he now holds, I have a lot of trust and faith. And while I wasn't one who was really down on the sequels, I enjoy them. I still prefer them over the prequels by all means. But I'm in a small group from that perspective. But so I'm not really all that burnt over the sequels. But at the same time, I think it's easy to acknowledge that what we've got in The Mandalorian and in The Bad Batch and what appears to be coming in all of these projects, the Book of Boba Fett, Andor, Kenobi, all of them appears to be just tremendous. And when you see these gallery episodes and how they interact with one another, and I go back to some of the ones from season 1, or even the one we had before for season 2, when Dave wanted to put a McClunky in, or John wanted to put a McClunky in, and Dave laughed and said no. We've got the right people, and so when Leslie comes in, and I think that Leslie's a big fan, but there's some red flags that some people are really worried about. Seeing what we saw in this last episode, I would hope would give people a lot of hope, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, Jason's arriving at the set of The Mandalorian right now. Look for some updates from Jason this afternoon. He normally live streams at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 o'clock for folks in Meg's neck of the woods, and 1 o'clock for people in Sheev's neck of the woods. So if you know where they are, then you got an idea. But that'd be about 4 o'clock for me. So look for more info from makingstarwars.net. Jason Ward. Nikki, I thought it was funny how people were like, look at the praise for Kathleen Kennedy. Well, she's the boss. Well, Nikki, I don't tend to be as
Fandom menacy.
Fandom menacy, or there's another term for it, but
dickhead.
Look what you've done, Nikki. You did it again. And I think that the praise for her is genuine, and from everything I've heard off camera. So yeah, you get these little quotes on camera, and they show up, but a lot of people tend to think, well, they did that because they had to. But from all accounts that I've heard from people who know folks, say that she's a lovely person and they really like her. And there's a lot of respect for her inside of Lucasfilm and Disney. And not surprised in the least that Kathleen Kennedy's contract would be updated, forwarded, renewed. I think that's absolutely to be expected, and that a lot of the fandom menacy kind of things were spun stories to feed people who have a certain hunger for negativity.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, she's a great producer. That's all I can speak to. And a lot of this Civil War nonsense is completely overblown. 56 Landon says, Meg, do you watch football? I do. I watch way too much football for my own good. Assuming you mean football here in the UK.
I'm assuming the same thing, because it says, what's your favorite club? And we don't
Chelsea.
Normally. There you go,
I had season tickets when I was a young girl with my dad, and he was a big Chelsea fan. His parents were big Chelsea fans. I'm a big Chelsea fan. Do you see a pattern?
I do. Now, in American football, the NFL, my dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan, so that meant that I rooted against them every single game. So for me, it was sort of the other way around.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Is this horse riding?
Right? No, it's American football, but it's not.
I was joking.
I know you were. But football, the sport you play with your feet, versus football, the one that it has almost no involvement of feet except for punting. Which
I think it's like George Carlin said, if the sport has no physical contact, it's not a sport.
Well,
so golf disqualifies, which it should do anyway, because it's more interesting to watch paint dry.
Meg, I'm going to try to get you out of trouble. I'm going to try to get you out of trouble.
Do you like golf?
No, but at the same time, there are lots of people who are tremendous fans of it, and you'll get all kinds of hate from people who love golf as a sport, and they will try to educate you about why it is such. And if you avoid going deep on that, then you can avoid all that.
I will allow that. Golf is a sport if when I make a cup of tea, that counts as well. There's more exercise, getting the proportions right. I know Americans don't put milk in their tea, or at least most Americans don't. But
I do. But
that ratio is sometimes off. Like getting it perfect, that's like a win, as you say in golf. I know nothing about golf. There's just a big, massive, green field that could be used for something else. And
well, for me, baseball is almost that way, because they only have like 2 or 3 people that actually do anything. The rest of them just stand around most of the time.
It's like people who say chess is a sport. Like, no, like when? How? Like, oh, I arranged my Funko Pops. Am I in the Olympics now? Like, no. No one goes to the gym to be like, oh, I'm working out to play chess.
What?
Like, what's the point?
You're making me hot again. I'm like sweating again. So she says, I'm enjoying Rebels more this time around. We are doing a rewatch on Discord of Rebels because of all this tie-in and how we expect it to play into things like the Ahsoka series. And we'll mention that again in just a little bit as well. Yeah. Meg, definitely any baseball fans in here. Oh, Twitter's my sport. There you go.
Yeah. You get hot and sweaty and stressed. It's perfect.
We do have a lot of Funko Pop collectors who, it depends how many Funko Pops you have to arrange. It
I have
absolutely could be a sport.
269. I had 268, but this morning I got the new Ahsoka with the 2 white lightsabers. I had
Nice.
this thing where they send you an email when it's back in stock, but there's always some skittle people who manage to get there before you. Even like there was one time I got the alert at 5 a.m. and it woke me up because my phone was too bright. I didn't turn the brightness down, which I should have done. And I looked at my phone. It's like, oh, cool, Funko email. So I wake up at 8 o'clock, a few hours later, and I go to the Funko website. I put it in the basket. It's like, oh, it's out of stock.
Well, you could be here in the States and trying to order one of the vintage collection Ahsoka or Maul figures, the vintage collection Ahsoka and Maul from Clone Wars Season 7. You get a notification from Target that says, hey, they're in stock, place your order. And you go, you put them in the basket, you check out, you got your order, you get your confirmation, and then about an hour later, you get a notice your order has been canceled. It's terrible what they're doing with those kind of figures. Or you could be like Sheev. His girlfriend, fiance, is I think fiance, or am I jumping the gun?
Kathy.
Yes, Sheev's Kathy. She works at a Funko distribution store, right, or a store. So you kind of maybe put one on the shelf in the storeroom and let Sheev come by and get it when it's already out of stock on the shelves. So there's that. Thank you for the super sticker, my friend, Kieran, who updated his membership to Elite Squad today. Thank you. Yes, he's eligible now for one of those premier figures. It should be fantastic.
He's earned himself a handshake.
Yes, indeed.
God knows what you get when you reach the highest tier.
Jason, bowling, the king of sports. Well, there you go. Bowling has activity, right?
I mean, bowling is definitely more of a sport than golf.
It's the hardest thing to do. Right? Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. Well, that's what I mean, Dominic. There's only like 2 or 3 people that do anything in baseball. The batter, the pitcher, and the catcher. Everybody else is just standing around in case one of those 3 people do something exciting. Otherwise, everybody just stands around and watches those 3 people interact.
I've only seen baseball in terrible comedy films.
Oh no!
Usually with Adam Sandler.
She's got to do a count. He's not too far off from your bobblehead collection there. Have the Ahsoka pre-ordered. She should be getting it anytime. Gray. Well, you got it from the first wave, if I'm not wrong, Gray. It was the pre-order or that came out just yesterday or day before. Is there an Omega Funko?
There is.
Yeah.
There's I've got 2, but they're the same. It's Funko 448, and it's got the little exclusive sticker. But I believe that if you're in the US, you have the Walmart exclusive sticker.
Perfect.
But ours was Amazon exclusive.
Well, in the UK, you have an advantage that they don't have like these big box store exclusives like Walmart and Target that we get here. They're just released. And you can get them much easier. And
there's like one Costco.
Right? Mike Porter with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Mike. Much love to Santa and Meg. I am having a great time, Mike. Thank you so much.
Sheev is right. Sheev corrected me. It's Target, not Walmart.
Okay.
To me, that means nothing.
Sheev's saying that he tried to get the Force Ghost pops and they sold out instantly. That's just so that people don't know that he has an inside source and he actually already has it.
Yeah, Kathy, his fiance. Or should I call her Miss Kennedy? She knows all the Funkos.
Target was the only one who had the Omega Funko Dominic, I'm subbing for the baseball hate. My favorite sport is college football, American football. So college NCAA football is my favorite, and I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan through and through. And I enjoy Ohio State hockey. Going to hockey games is fantastic. I had a great time. My daughters and I would go to the women's hockey games. There's free admission and free parking, and we could go be entertained, listen to the band, and cheer. And it's a lot of fun. So hockey and football are my favorites, followed by soccer. I like soccer and rugby. All those are great.
Rugby's fun.
Yeah.
I've not got the physique to play it, though.
Well, you're short.
I'm very short.
So there's that. How can you understand? It's like a difference between Man U and Man City.
Oh, gosh. Nah. They can both do one.
Oh, no. Dominic's a Michigan fan. Oh, Dominic, we can't have you hanging out around Buckeyes. There's a big rivalry here between these college teams. We hate each other. And it's a lot of fun. It's on a serious note. When am I coming to Orlando? Nikki, we'll be coming probably, I hope, next summer. So the summer of 2022, very much hoping to be able to make it down to Orlando. Yeah. My niece is an Ohio State fan. We try to get her help. Well, not everybody can be good fans of great teams. Jason, I like MMA. Well, okay, that's a sport. Right. Abby played rugby in high school. How am I not surprised by that? How am I not surprised?
I've seen Abby's name. I didn't know that about her.
No.
You learn something new every day.
You certainly do. You certainly do. Did someone say hockey? There's a great song about that too. Hockey. Thanks so much, Dominic. Santa's favorite sport is elf tripping, full contact. Oh my goodness! All right, so back to the fun. Lego Star Wars. We got the preview. If you sat through that very long presentation, you were given the benefit of about 2.5 minutes of.
Yeah. I know what you're going to say.
Meanwhile, you got like 10-minute watching somebody play through a first-person shooter game and wondering, when am I going to get my Lego Star Wars? And then you get like 2.5 minutes of Lego Star Wars content, and Meg puts up a video which immediately gets stricken down.
Yeah. It was up for like 20 minutes maximum. And then it's like, oh, Disney have claimed this. I'm like, okay. So the next day I covered it in my news update and gave my thoughts on it and the trailer. I'm excited for it. I know it's like we've had promises of spring 2020, spring 2021, spring 2022. Is it ever going to come out?
Right.
The answer is maybe. But it looks really good. And I've seen so much negativity about the game. Like, it's crazy how negative some fans have been just because they saw that scene with Luke and Kylo on Crate. It's kind of sad. It's like, it's Lego.
It is. I know, it's Lego. Like, chill out. It's not canon. It's fun. And it's irreverent. It's silly. It's entertaining. I absolutely love playing Lego video games of all sorts. The Star Wars Lego games that have come out before, I played a number of those. They're fun. They're just a ton of fun. And that you could set up different kinds of matches between people that weren't involved. Just the fact that Kylo exists or that Rey exists shouldn't make you so grumpy that you can't be excited about the game coming out. I really don't understand that.
Yeah, exactly. And the sequel trilogy is not my favorite, but it looks so much fun. Like, it's Star Wars. You get to play through these planets and levels in both free play as well as story mode. So I have nothing to complain about, to be honest.
Yeah, I really don't either. It looked great to me. The preview that we had. Now, again, I can understand people being skeptical, saying that, okay, we've been promised this before, and that's that's not happened. And so to say spring 2022, we'll believe it when we see it. I can understand that kind of skepticism, but negativity just because you saw Kylo or Rey or some sequel content. What did you expect? I mean, it's the Skywalker saga, and as much as some people don't want the sequels to be canon, they are, and at the time of release, they will be. And we can debate all day long about whether they will be in 5 or 10 years from now. But the point of it is they are canon now, and they will be canon when the game's released. So what do you expect?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I have nothing really to add to that.
Let's see. Pivot away from the elf mistreatment. I'm preparing some content for you guys. You wait until my upgrades are all complete. I've got a counter to all of you all. It's coming. You wait. Let's see. Yeah, there they go with the elf stuff again. Hey, Landon with $5 super chat. He's going Liverpool. Meg, you should do a Funko video.
I'm actually going to show my full collection during my 100K special.
Oh.
So that'll be part of it. I'm thinking of doing like this really long 45 minutes to an hour video of just Meg stuff where it's not even directly Star Wars news or whatever. So
yeah, just your stuff.
You'll get to know me a bit better at 100K.
Wonderful. And hopefully that'll happen very, very soon. I know you're coming up on 80 very, very quickly. And I think that you'll be at 100 before the end of the year. So that's very exciting.
Thank you. I hope so.
I think. Well, what show would you love Lucasfilm to make?
Like in an ideal world?
Yeah.
I want to say Darth Plagueis, but the Acolyte might explore that a bit more. That's a very good question. What about you, Santa?
Well, I'm of two. There's two for me, and I'd have a hard time picking between the two. The first for me would be to see more of Rey and Finn following the rise of Skywalker, growing in knowledge of the Force, finding Force users, dealing with some of the fallout from the First Order, and seeing how the galaxy comes back together, because it's in complete disarray. I would hope that we would maybe see some of the cartels come back into play in parts of the galaxy because of the power vacuum, and pushing out the remnants of the First Order or any local moffs. So I think there's a lot that can be done there. So that would be number one for me. Secondly, would the BC? My goodness. Well, I would love to see something after Return of the Jedi to fill the gap between Return of the Jedi and
The Mandalorian.
The Force Awakens.
Oh, that makes sense. I think these shows are going to do that, though. So just quickly, I think Jason has run into Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I have to catch up. Landon's become a new member. Welcome. Let's get caught up. McGregor. Do you want to? I paused out. Is he saying that he's run into Ian McGregor, or he wants a show that's like MacGyver, but it's called McGregor?
He said literally 2 messages back. Oh my god. Ewan, okay. I'm with Ewan. McGregor.
He says hi. Oh my goodness. So Ian McGregor says hi, everybody. We're done. Bye. See ya. No.
Have a good one, guys.
How do you top that? I mean, that's
Yeah, he's just pulled a Chad move. Just like, yeah, just chilling with my homie, Ewan.
name
See, when
dropping.
British people say that, it doesn't sound right.
Abby has made a proposal right there, all caps. It's a very serious proposal because it's in all caps. So, Jason, you can let him know he has a proposal, a very serious proposal from Abby. Abby says, just kidding. I don't want him to see that. It's too late now, Abby.
Be careful, Abby. Your thoughts dwell on Ewan.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's Kiadi Mundi.
Nikki, Ian, hit me up right now. Landon, $2 super chat. Get an autograph for the chat. That would be great.
If only.
Yeah, if only.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor's amazing. I liked him in, I mean, obviously as well as Star Wars, but other than Star Wars, I liked him in that Winnie the Pooh film, Christopher Robin.
Dominic, I'm with Rosario right now. Well, we believe you, Dominic.
I'm with Santa from across the pond.
There you go. Beat that. Okay, so Liz, my goodness, that was fantastic. So speaking of Ian McGregor, look, Obi Wan series. There is some speak, and I think you mentioned it today, that we might get some voiceover of Ian McGregor.
Did I say that?
No, you didn't. I just no. I think you said something to the effect of we might get Qui-Gon Jinn voiceover.
Oh yeah, we should do. You know, everyone was like, "Oh well," Liam Neeson said no. Well, he has to, because if he says anything other than no, it means yes.
Yeah, right.
Like if he's like, "Oh well, I can't really," well then yes, and if he's like, "Well yes," then it's yes. So he has to say no as if he's never even heard of what a Star Wars is in the first place, even though he's been in one. It's like, what's a Star Wars? What's a Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, exactly. And when they would interview him, he'd act like he knew nothing. He does.
Yeah, Santa trolled me. Santa just caught me when I was literally just like daydreaming for like half a second, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you said Ewan McGregor's gonna do some voice," and I'm like, "Did I?" For like a split second, I actually believed you. I was like, "Oh, maybe I did say that."
Oh my goodness! We're having too much fun is the problem. Indeed. So the Obi Wan series, for a lot of people, this is the series that they're most excited about. I know, factually, you did ask what series people are most excited for, and to leave that in your comment today. And I think a lot of people are really, really looking forward to seeing Obi Wan, the Kenobi series.
Yeah, I think I mentioned how it's Lucasfilm's biggest player in the streaming game, and it really is. It's, you know, it's the big one, bigger than The Mandalorian, bigger than when The Rise of Skywalker came out on Disney Plus. I remember everyone was really excited about that for some reason.
Yeah, well, the potential is very high, but also the risk, right? This is a very high risk, high rewards kind of show. If they do it well, it will have a lot of fans very excited. If it does not, then it could break off a part of the fandom that have already been quite grumpy. So
I think that there will always be that faction of the fandom, especially with Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's a show that invites it because you're dealing with two of the biggest legacy characters, maybe even three if we get Palpatine and other characters like Yoda.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing with these characters which have to be handled very, like with a lot of sensitivity, which is what Jon Favreau said when bringing Luke Skywalker back to Star Wars the way that they did in Mando. So I think a lot of us have like this preconceived notion of things we need to see in the series. And even I have that. Even I will admit, I'm like, well, if Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon, even as a voice, doesn't show up, it kind of damages everything we knew about this period on Tatooine with Obi Wan and what he was up to. So I'm sure they're going to make some incredibly well thought out decisions which consider the fandom, the legacy of George Lucas, but at the same time, as you say, it is high risk, because even if in their eyes they've done everything right, the production quality is spot on, the direction, everything is perfect, you'll always have fans who do not see it like that.
Exactly. Especially, I think, in the climate that we're in now, within the fandom, there are segments of the fandom that are monetized around being critical. And a lot of people call it hate, even, where all of their content, even when you get something as wonderful as this last episode of The Gallery, their immediate reaction is to come out and be negative. So we're guaranteed that out of the Kenobi series, some people will come out of it quite critical, no matter how well they do. Ooh, looky there.
Especially with the precedent that we have right now.
There you go, Jason dropping
fandom.
Another scoop. We're getting scoops galore. Meg's dropped a couple. And at least one of them accidentally just fell out of the pocket. Right, that happens sometimes. But here we go. Jason, scoop. McGregor still filming. So that's very exciting.
It might be like reshoots or just carrying on filming. I mean, when they say the Kenobi series is wrapped up, like that leak said, it doesn't have to literally mean everything's finished.
Right.
I remember watching the Revenge of the Sith documentary, the behind the scenes, and how even after characters like Samuel L. Jackson's character, Mace Windu, and all of the not the main cast, but most of the actors were like, filming is done. They had to call back Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman. It's not always, as black and white as it's finished or it's not. So I'm not surprised if they're still going to do more filming with you.
So I'm going to do something on the very off chance that I don't think it'll happen. But, if you don't throw it out there, Santa. You just never know. I'm going to shoot Jason.
You're supposed to be the jolly Wally of Christmas who brings cheer to all.
I'm going to shoot Jason the StreamYard link so that if he can get Ian to come on and just say hi to everybody, there you have it.
That would make my entire year. In fact, it would make the next 5 years.
It would be fantastic. Jason saying, "Am I living in a simulation? It doesn't feel real." Well, Jason, I sent you the link. If Ian's still hanging around and he wants to come on and say hi to some wonderful Star Wars fans, we will stop everything to bring him on and let him say hello.
This stream will go viral. Think of it. Think of all the channels I'll clip this and be like, Ewan McGregor, I don't know, Storm's random YouTubers Star Wars news podcast.
It would be absolutely unbelievable.
And maybe if Jason sells the fact that it's Santa, Ewan might be a big Christmas fan. He needs that little boost today.
That's right.
This could be just what he needs. Just a little ho in his stockings.
It is an opportunity for Ian to get a direct connection to Santa to ask for what he wants for Christmas. Not everybody gets to do that, directly. So there you have it. I've sent Jason the link just in case that can happen, and I will be watching to see if he pops in.
I'm not leaving this stream until Ewan McGregor is here in the flesh on our stream.
There you go. This live stream will continue on indefinitely until Ewan McGregor shows up.
Get your snacks, get your drinks. We're doing this.
That's right. Meg and I are going nowhere until Ewan McGregor shows up. That's look. There were also Star Wars News Network, which I'm a fan of their work. I really like their content a lot. And you know what? They've got somebody who lives right here in the same state I do in the States, who is one of the hosts there. And they released an exclusive earlier this week of the Anakin, right? Anakin or Vader. They had to put it into concept drawings because they couldn't. Folks, you know who I see in my. Here we go.
No way.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Jason, what do you know?
Hello there.
Hey, yeah. So I was pretty much at the studio, and I see this old car. Like, I don't know what kind of old car it is. Like a Model T looking car, like really super old. I'm like, that car's pretty badass. I'm like, I'm gonna take a picture of it. And then as I pull up to it, Ewan McGregor is sitting inside.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I did take a picture. I do have a picture of it. I'll show it on the show today. But
fantastic.
yeah, and I'm just like, yeah. So I told him, I'm actually on a Star Wars stream right now, and he goes, oh no. And I'm all, are you going to film right now? And he goes, yeah. He's like, I've got a couple of hours going for a ride, and I'm just like, nice. And then yeah, it was brief, but it was insane because he looks like Obi Wan Kenobi. You know what I mean? He has the beard and the hair and everything like that, and then you're just like, shit, that's Obi Wan Kenobi.
It's not every day. Yeah. You just pull up next to him in the car.
Yeah, and like I said, it was like an old timey car, so you're just like, what? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But yeah, and like I was saying, like I've run into all kinds of these people over the years and actors and been to conventions and stuff like that. But this one for me, man, this one is I got starstruck on this one.
That's fantastic, you know? Jason. We'll be we'll be watching later this afternoon to see the picture. It's too bad we couldn't get him to give us a shout out. That would absolutely be fantastic.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah, I'm on the Star stream and go hi.
Exactly, that'd be great. Well, Jason, thanks for giving us the update, and we'll catch your show a bit later.
Yeah, have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll watch your career with great interest.
With great interest. Oh my goodness, how awesome was that? That was fantastic. My heart stopped there for a minute because when Jason joined, I thought, no way. Like he got Ewan McGregor to hang out and say hi. Had that happened, whew.
Your channel would have just skyrocketed.
Oh,
you would
my
have
goodness.
A nose as red as Rudolph's.
Oh, and like I said, viral for sure. Like that would be on. That would have shot around the world instantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronnie, thank you so much for the super chat. It's his very first super chat. Thank you so much.
Super chat.
You would call that out.
Oh yeah, the mental health chicken. I always see it as that. Like I remember when I first joined Discord, which was only like a week and a half ago or something, and I saw mental health chicken. I was like, oh, well, that exists.
Yeah, I might catch up to Meg's music channel. Like Meg starts a music channel and it instantly goes above my subscribers. So had Ewan McGregor showed up, I might have caught up to Meg's music channel.
Right? You would have got more than that. I've seen people put out a video or something big happens and they go from like 1,000 to 100,000 in a week. So do not underestimate the power of Ewan.
Nicely done, Meg. Nicely done. So Star Wars News Network did release some leaks from the Obi Wan set, including Anakin without the helmet on, which was what a lot of people were really wondering is like how would they be using Anakin Anakin, would we actually see him without the helmet and all of that? And based on what we saw, that we'll probably see him without the helmet, maybe floating in some bacta here and there, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think they're going to use Hayden in a lot of unexpected ways. I'm really excited for the Clone Wars flashbacks, which Jordan Mason has said is going to be something that we do see. And they could use some de-aging technology to make him match up with Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith Hayden. So I'm all for it, not only as Vader without his helmet, but also kind of Obi Wan reminiscing on his long-lost brother, if you will. Yeah,
and the guy they hired, the YouTuber that did the deep fake stuff that Lucasfilm hired, a lot of the thought was, well, he's going to be working on more Luke Skywalker stuff. But you forget that he's done not only Luke Skywalker, but several other Star Wars characters on his own YouTube channel, on his own content. And it would make sense that they would use him with Hayden for some of the flashback stuff. They're going to need more people with that kind of experience and skill to be able to create the content they're going to be creating. Yeah, Shamook. That's it. All right. So Shamook, he'll be working on the team that do it. And it was neat to see in that gallery episode, the egg.
Oh, right? Yeah, the egg with Mark Hamill. Different faces, trying to get the algorithm to pick up on it.
Right. And it's one of those machine learning kind of things that as they do more of it, it'll get better. And so there's been a lot of speculation. Might they go back and redo the deep fake or the de-aging that was applied to Mark at the end of Mando 2? As that improves, as the machine learning gets better, might they go back and touch up that content?
Absolutely. They've done this before. They edit Star Wars all the time. I watched was it Hello Greedo, who made a video where he goes through like all the Disney Plus changes to the original trilogy. They're always touching things up, like, oh, a fly landed on the lens at the Lars Homestead, so they removed that. So no question about it that they would do bigger stuff like improve the CGI. If they're willing to remove Sebastian Shaw as Anakin and replace him with Hayden at the end of Return of the Jedi, they're going to do this.
Oh, absolutely. And George he had no qualms of doing it. And had George still been at Lucasfilm, that hadn't sold it, we could guarantee that there would be additional changes to the movies that are on Disney Plus right now, because he could not quit tinkering, right? So he would absolutely go back and touch that up, and I think that they'll do that as well. I was going to bring that up. The UK band, The Coral.
I do not know that. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know them either. No idea.
I think Mark Hamilton says they're from Liverpool because he said Scousers, which is what we call people from Liverpool. I'm not from Liverpool.
Oh, this is good. The Meg deepfake technology morphs faces perfectly into Skittles. That's
yes. The Meg. Everything with the word egg in it has just been turned into my name. I love it because I'm about to give everyone in the chat an idea now, but at Christmas you could say it's nutmeg.
Nutmeg. Oh, we will definitely have some nutmeg in my mega.
Oh, there you go.
Mega mug.
Megnog.
Megnog. We will have Megnog.
Megs and bacon.
Absolutely. X-Wing made it. Hey, I'm going to visit with X-Wing tomorrow on his stream, on his channel. So look for information on that coming soon. And X-Wing, you almost missed it entirely. We almost got a shout out from Ian McGregor on a live stream. We did, in fact, get relayed to us through Jason Ward, who said that Ian said to say hi to us. So we got
to indirectly meet the man behind, well, Obi Wan.
Yeah. What? I know, X-Wing, you should have seen when it happened. You'll have to go back and watch the replay or rewind a bit, because when Jason said that Ian McGregor, he ran into him and he said hi, we about lost our minds. We almost had to end the stream.
Yes. Sorry, RF Gaming's comment just made me chuckle.
I'll catch up to it. We do have a super chat from Sheev the Wise, since his first official Friday. We're getting ready to
don't click on Sheev's latest comment.
I'll try not to.
When Meg watches the Kenobi series, there will be nutmeg on Megnog in the spring. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, I saw one
from 1 to 1,000.
Yeah, I saw a comment about needing a towel too. So
yeah.
We are getting ready to enter a very exciting time for Star Wars. And that's absolutely true, Sheev. First of all, thank you for the super chat. That's fantastic. And always great contributor to the chat. But 2022 is going to be absolutely incredible. Fantastic.
It is. I was going to ask, because Sheev runs the channel Vader's Lair.
Yeah.
Is Sheev his actual first name? Because obviously it's Palpatine's first name. So
It is not. Actually, he's given hints to what his real first name is.
Name reveal.
Yeah. I won't do it here. I'll leave that for Sheev. But he did give it away. He did give it away. In fact,
Nikki has a funny comment. She says, when Kenobi starts, I'm going to need 2 towels. One is definitely for my tears. Bullshit. It's not for your tears. Dirty skittle.
That's right. Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me. Oh no, X-Wing, and here I am fixing a fridge full of dead bodies. Yeah, not going there. A towel shortage indeed. Right.
Is that a towel shortage or short towels? Because we are elves. We can't help ourselves.
We're going to change topics because
let's do this.
Let's do this.
I think we're getting out of hand.
We certainly are. Yeah, there you have it.
Getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
There's only 2 of them. That's right. Very good. Bad Batch in live action. Is it too soon? Will we?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's way too soon. Give it another season or 2, and maybe a big maybe, because we have to factor in the timeline, and apart from Omega, they all age very rapidly.
Yes. But it could happen in Andor. They wouldn't be too old.
Yeah, no comment.
Well, you already had people jumping on that you were saying.
No, I'll do a Liam Neeson. They're not going to show up in Andor. I don't even know what an Andor is. What's a Bad Batch?
What's Andor?
Nikki's a bad something.
Yeah, glad you stopped. Matt, thank you so much for the $10. Yes, you guys have turned me red as my shirt
Rich
again.
James Dantas turned us red as shit. We all know the red Skittles are the best ones. Is he allowed to say that?
It says shirt. You misread that.
I misread that.
You did. And I'm sure you've caught, like, it takes me a bit now when I think of Mount Tantus, because that's the second name I think of.
It's a pointy mountain when cold.
I don't know how to do this.
I think Nikki and I do need an after dark stream.
Yes.
We should invite Nikki on.
We do. We need to have an after dark with Nikki and Meg. And we'll just sit back and enjoy the show. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This stream will be forever known as the almost even and Towelgate. Yes. Yeah. No, I think it's possible the Bad Batch live action Bad Batch members would be in the time frame of Andor, but whether they actually show up in the show, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know what an Andor is.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's doing the Mount Tantis joke. But the thing with the mountain is it is a pleasurable mountain to be on. It's rather sensitive. It goes hard when it's very cold. And some people just really love it. You know, some people can't get enough. I've seen a lot of people Google the mountain quite a lot for their own resources. Sorry, you were saying. Yeah. Careful on the peak.
Meg.
Okay, that one slayed me.
Meg. Ahsoka casting. Look,
Yes.
there is a leader. There were 3 names dropped before that were in the lead. Apparently, one has kind of stepped forward that seems to be the favorite of Lucasfilm at the moment, and that's Tati Gabrielle. The only other time that I've seen her, I'm not even looking at the chat, Meg. Your laughter tells me don't look. I just
You'd be very wise.
not gonna peek. So I saw her in the that Sabrina, the Dark Tales of Sabrina, and in that I was not a big fan of her character. There was nothing of that character that stood out to me to be like, wow, I'd love to see her in something else. So I don't know that I think this is exciting for me, but I am familiar. And if you've not seen her in anything, that Sabrina series is out there. You can stream, I think, on Netflix. So you can see her in that series and get an idea of what she, how she plays in real life and in another show. So, but I would also caution, just because she is maybe in the lead doesn't mean that she'll actually end up in that role.
Yeah, exactly.
And
this has happened before. I think, looking at her voice and her physique generally, it does work if they do cast Tati in the role of Sabine. I would have loved to see Tia Sakar, who was the voice actress for Sabine in Rebels. I think she was perfect, but it doesn't look like she's interested. I went onto the Twitter page, I saw her response. If you go to tweets and replies, it's quite clear that she replies that she's flattered, but she's not too interested in reprising the role.
Yeah.
For live action. And you often do find that with voice actors. It worked well with Katie Sackhoff. She was able to do both. But I think it's like the Ashley Eckstein thing where, you have one person who does the voice and one person who plays live action. But for all we know, she's playing coy.
Well, that's true. I don't even know what was that other show that people keep talking about. Never heard of it before. Andor what? And or what? Like this and or that? Is that what you mean?
Oh yeah. Right. Yes. Isn't there a book called And Or? Oh no, that's Either Or by Soren Kierkegaard.
There you go.
It's a philosophy book. Danish philosopher.
So it's some philosophy show that people keep talking about, and they're really excited about it. I don't quite understand why philosophy would have that people so excited. No. Look, I think at the end of the day, we have to trust that Dave Filoni knows what he's doing. They're his characters, and when he decided not to use Ashley for Ahsoka, you trust that he knows what he's doing, and it's his character. Ahsoka's his character, and so that we might get a different actress as Sabine than the voice actress. And we were talking just a little bit before the live stream. It's a little bit jarring when the voice changes like that, and you're a big fan of the character to
sure.
see it, to get it. And Matt Lanter and we were talking about playing Anakin, right?
Yes.
To me, I prefer Matt Lanter. He's my favorite Anakin. Put it that way. But for many people, that's not the case.
No, personally, I prefer Hayden Christensen. Before the stream, I was saying that I like his awkwardness, his creepiness almost comes off as like very Vaderish in Attack of the Clones, especially. Yeah. So I quite like how Hayden portrayed the role, even though, as we said, the dialogue is a bit wooden.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the acting is a bit wooden as well. And to me, I blame that on George Lucas. He's not all that great at getting more out of actors than they give. So he's happy just to get it down and move on. And I look forward to seeing Hayden performing under different directors who may be able to get a better performance from him. So and I do like Jake Lloyd. I really
like Jake Lloyd in the Phantom Menace. He's a good one.
Yeah.
I know he's had a hard life and his situation hasn't been great, but he's a great Anakin, great young Anakin.
I thought he did a great job. But a lot of child actors grow up having issues, and when you are cast into such a big franchise in such an important role, I can imagine it would mess with you as you're growing up. Much like being told you're the chosen one and then going to the Jedi temple.
See, I think a lot of people agree with you that Matt Lanter is the best Anakin, but I got into the Clone Wars quite late. So going back and like rewatching it is like, well, this isn't my Anakin. It's like, he's a Chad Anakin. He's like Anakin with sass and wit, and he's the handsome guy that makes all the female Jedi swoon. But he's not my Anakin. He's too nice. He's too perfect. He's too much of a gentleman. And Obi Wan doesn't even sound right in the Clone Wars. He sounds like an American trying to do an English accent, which I think is correct. It's like, oh, I'm Obi Wan Kenobi. Like it's just a bit. Right. That's my take.
Yeah.
Too honest. I'm sorry.
We have a question. What's your favorite Star Wars novel? My very favorite one is Master and Apprentice.
I love that one.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. I got gifted that for Christmas a few years ago. I really like Rogue Planet, which is between episodes 1 and 2. It's not canon. And what's the other one called? The one that's just before The Phantom Menace with Chancellor Valorum. I've got it here.
Not sure.
I don't remember. That's a good one. Darth Plagueis is a good one. Again, not canon.
Yeah, Darth Plagueis is a good one. But Master and Apprentice is my very, very favorite. Just that interaction between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon is great, and it informs why Obi-Wan treats Anakin the way that he does, because much of that is when you read that book, you see that Obi-Wan is as frustrated with Qui-Gon as Anakin is with Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan doesn't get enough credit for his mental state when he was asked to take on Anakin. He was so self-conscious of his shortcomings. Even Master Yoda didn't believe in him. You know, Obi-Wan is not the most talented Jedi when he's young, and having to live up to what Qui-Gon is and what he represents is quite daunting. And I think that haunted Obi-Wan throughout his whole life. We might even see elements of that in his psyche in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And Nikki cannot stop making me laugh.
No, I've seen too much. Let's put it that way.
I can ask Hayden about his loads. He's in the other room. She's talking about his loads of washing, guys. This isn't some website you might frequent.
No, his towels. She's talking about the wash of towels that he's currently watching.
That's the loads that she's taking from him. He just throws it in her face.
Oh no, Martin has shown up. Last time I saw James Arnold Taylor, he wasn't looking where. Wait, it just jumped on me. Where he was walked into a concrete pillar.
Well, there you go. That's proof. And that's not the Clone Wars. He says the Klein Wars.
The Klein Wars.
Didn't know Klein went to war.
Well, I could tell you my oldest daughter has this same issue where she has no sensory perception and she loves to walk into things. No, she doesn't love it, actually. It's quite painful. But she doesn't have like that perception like I'm getting ready to run into something. And so it happens quite frequently.
Did you say your dog?
My oldest daughter.
Sorry. I thought you meant your puppy. I'm sorry.
Oh, you guys, I can't even. I see the comments. I see these, but I'm not reading them. I'm not going to do it. And Klein Wars. It's an exclusive. We've actually had several exclusives released on this stream. Hey, Kendall, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. We appreciate it. This was a fun stream. If you've missed it, go back. There's Meg accidentally let a leak fall out of her pocket and tried to pick it back up. We had Jason Ward give us some news as well. That filming is still happening. He ran into Obi Wan Kenobi himself in the parking lot, and it's all very.
But he's
good.
okay though. He ran into him, but he's fine. His face is fine.
His face is fine. That's right. So we've had way too much fun, and I absolutely love getting to have these conversations with Meg. And I'm not sure that it's best for daytime viewing, but you guys, it's a lot of fun. I try my best to keep on point here, and we did talk about points before as well. So there you have it.
Did he walk into a caterpillar?
No, concrete pillar.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness. All right. Anything that you would like to add as we wrap it up, Meg?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I love these streams.
You. I do too.
They're fun.
And as much as we can, we'll try to do these on Fridays for you guys. And they're just a ton of fun. We were talking a little bit about plans over the weekends. I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Friday, and that you are able to spend some time outdoors with family, loved ones, friends, and we will talk to you again next week. And thank you for being here. Thank you all for the super chats, for the support, for the memberships. We've had a ton of fun, and I will be visiting with X-Wing tomorrow. Look for more information on that. And you guys have a fantastic day. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always.